Good morning, Wrestling Inc. Get up, get going. Happy, what is it, Friday? Did we make it? It's Friday. Happy Friday, everybody. I hope you are ready to have some fun. It's me, your managing editor of WrestlingInc.com, Nick Hausman, joined here as I am every Friday to have some fun, to talk the news the past 24 hours in the world of professional wrestling. Christy Olson. Christy, welcome back to the Wrestling Inc.
Hey, Nick, thank you so much. We did make it. We made it. I had a good week. I hope you guys did too.
Yeah, we made it, and I think this is going to be a good weekend, and I think this is going to be a good show. I've got a lot of good vibes right now. The chat room is open. You can comment wherever you're at. Hello, beautiful people. It says Hardcore Paradise. There's a city skyline there. I think that's Sydney. Is that the Sydney Opera House I think I'm seeing there? Anyway, I don't know.
Oh.
Hi, Hardcore Paradise. If you're from Australia, awesome. Thank you. Good day, mate. Lady Wiz, happy Friday. Yep, awesome. Dave in, thank God Christy's here today. They didn't even talk about Rhodes to the Top yesterday.
Travesty. We're here to fix that.
The hottest topic in professional wrestling at the moment. I haven't watched. There's two new I watched the premiere. I haven't watched episodes 2 or 3. Have you watched all of them yet, or no?
Oh, I have. Yes, 2 and 3 were good, Nick. They are really getting into like the nitty gritty. We saw a new side of Brandy that I think you'll appreciate this time around. Also, Eric Bischoff came in and was giving Cody some advice. There was some really good, juicy behind the scenes stuff, which is, I know, the only reason why most of you are watching.
You know what? I read the description for episode 2, and I will admit, I am on the hook. I want to watch it because the tease for episode 2 is Brandy is concerned about Cody's latest promo being too controversial or something like that. And it's the one where he came out and like talked about Brandy giving birth down in Florida. And that's what the tease was for episode 2. Is that not what I get in the second episode?
No, you know where I think the confusion is here. So episode 1 last week was really episodes 1 and 2. These are going to be half hours, but they're kind of treating it as an hour-long program. So what we saw this Wednesday was actually episodes 3 and 4, Nick, which did not talk about that promo. Episodes 3 and 4 were about the weigh-in that he did with Anthony Ogogo that went horribly wrong with the Big Show. So that was the promo stuff that we saw this week.
Okay, got it. Okay, well, I have no reference. I haven't watched it yet, but you know what? I feel like if I'm doing my job right, I need to watch this programming. So maybe this weekend I'll catch up on Rhodes to the Top, and next week we can just kind of riff about what's going on, right? Okay.
I'm sure we'll have some thoughts.
I wish I could give you all your sweet Rhodes to the Top stuff today, but I guess I'm not. I'm lagging, everybody. X Pizza Wing, Beauty and the Hausman. Hey, that's mean. Also, what's up with being mean today? Daniel Price. Hausman's comb over is making him feel confident today. Good hair day vibes. Listen.
Hey, that's a good one.
Hey, this is not a comb over, all right?
Okay.
No
You're right.
I have
He's thick. He's full. I can't even see his hairline.
There's no bald spot in the back.
Wow. Okay, proving it.
Beautiful head of hair,
which is very important in the world of pro wrestling, Nick. So I'm glad you got a chance to straighten that out.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Sorry. I've never ever felt like so attacked in my whole life. A comb over, says Daniel Price. Got him.
Oh, well, we have fun here on Fridays, y'all.
Are we having fun? I feel personally insulted. I don't know if I'm having fun here today. Anyway, Nicholas, my plant friend. Hi, plant friend. Good afternoon. I was looking at my plants last night. I just bought Liz a beautiful bouquet of yellow pom-poms.
Oh.
Yeah. Love plants. Hey, X Pizza Wings here saying, great hair plug, Nick. Did QT refer you to his guy? Listen now, all right? I'm not going to rag on this the whole show, but this is 100% Hausman, okay? This is all me, baby. This didn't come from my butt or my back. It came from my head.
I feel like we've zeroed in on some kind of insecurity here, though, Nick. Do you have, like, male pattern baldness in your family or something where you're, like, a little paranoid? Are you watching that hairline?
I guess it's like, I come from a huge family, and there is my father had has great head of hair. My grandfather, balding, a lot of balding, but I'm not so concerned. I mean, I have a really nice head of hair. I have a lot of friends that are going gray at this point at 36 or going that salt and pepper. Not me. It's all house. It's all brown house right here. Not going anywhere.
Brown house.
The brown house right here. Anyway.
Oh, I love it.
All right. Well, anyway, and yeah, for those that you don't know, that's how hair plugs work. They take hair from your back or your butt and they put it on your head. Anyway, I didn't know if people do that or not.
I've heard it hurts.
Yeah, it's very painful. All right. Anyway, this is neither here nor there. We're doing a wrestling show.
Okay.
So we got a great show here. We're going to talk all the news of the past 24 hours in just a moment. After the news, we are going to dive into my latest conversation. A great guy. We've had him on the show before. You may remember him from about 2 years ago. It was at this point we talked to him. He directed the Jon Moxley Prison Break video. Remember when that thing got released?
Oh, yeah, and made a big splash.
Huge splash. Well, he's also a Deathmatch Hall of Famer. It's Sick Nick Mondo, or I guess just Nick Mondo, because he's an adult professional now. He's no longer sick. Cured Nick Mondo. He's got a great new video out over on GCW's YouTube channel. It's a countdown special for tomorrow night's Jon Moxley versus Nick Gage GCW World Championship match. It's about 20 minutes long. He takes Nick Gage to the East State Penitentiary to film. I mean, it's a beautiful bit of business that he does. But really just a great look at what it was like to work on this project, working with Nick and Mox. And I guess I found out in real time, like a dope, because I didn't do enough research. He's a stunt. He's one of the stunt team members for Heels on Stars.
Oh, well, that just makes sense, actually.
Yeah, it's cool. So you get a little insight on what it was like to work on set at Stars and work with the actors and, get thrown around all day. So,
yeah.
All right. And then after that, we'll dive into the mailbag. We're going to look at Davey Boy Smith Jr., but let's get to it here. News you can use, news that will leave a bruise. And this one, a little bruising, I feel like. A bunch of different sources weighed in on NXT 2.0 in the last 24 hours. We'll start with John Alba. He's saying word going around NXT is that the recent revamp of NXT was aimed at bringing in a younger audience. That's said to be the long-term plan for the brand. With that said, WrestleNomics is saying the median age of viewers for this week's NXT 2.0 episode was 62 years old, Christy.
Oh, ouch. Oh, even copying Nickelodeon's graphics couldn't bring in the kiddies.
Yikes, man. I think it's Pete and Pete watching it right now, because they're old now.
Good reference.
That's the joke there, because they're old Pete and Pete now. So regarding the median age of 62 for this week's episode, this was the oldest median age for any single episode of a WWE show, at least in recent months. Younger viewers are watching NXT in fewer numbers. NXT's P50 plus audience is completely unchanged. Female viewers have made up a lesser percentage of the audience within the demo recently. That was the case before the revamp. The male-female split in the demo was 67-33 this week, so 2-1. The split has fluctuated. You say terrible? You say that was bad?
Oh, I said that's not terrible, especially considering how AEW is doing with male versus female right now.
I agree. That's not the biggest takeaway for me here. The split has fluctuated. They were up with women to 40% earlier this year in the 18 to 49 demo. And Matt Min saying, while the demo is numbers for NXT 2.0 are disappointing, officials are hopeful. This is just a bump in the road for the brand. A source commented on the direction for NXT 2.0, what expectations are, saying this is all to bring a new, younger viewer who is connected with pop culture and trends. Needless to say, the demo numbers are disappointing, but we are hopeful this is just a bump in the road. Back to WrestleNomics, who said this episode drew the lowest viewership of the 2.0 revamp so far, lowest key demo rating for USA since June 29th. This was the fourth lowest 18 to 49 viewership NXT has done in the history of them being on USA, going back to the head-to-head. And besides two preemptions to Sci-Fi, there have been 106 NXT episodes on USA. So a lot to digest there. What do you want to start with, Christy?
Well, the good news here is that they have had a younger audience in the past. They have had a more female audience in the past. And that's just a good indicator that they can get those people back. However, the fact that what they're doing right now doesn't seem to be working is something they should be concerned about. How long are they going to keep with this plan before we start to change things up again? It's not working, right, Nick? Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, well, I think it's the focus, it's the direction, and I read, I'm cautious about going down this, but I read this article a day or so ago talking about the rise of conservative comedy and how there's like a real business there. I guess Greg Gutfeld over on Fox News is doing really, I guess, big numbers. Like I haven't looked at the show buzz, but I'll take the. Are you okay? You're already shaking. What are you saying here? What? Why
Just because I consider my family, my dad, a great measure of what's going on in Middle America amongst like the dads of the world. And just yesterday, he sent me some clip, and we don't usually do that kind of stuff, but he sent me a clean comedy clip from YouTube of some, conservative comedian who was actually talking about going tubing in the summer in Minnesota. It was really hilarious, but it is just so funny that you say that that's on the rise because I'm seeing it with my people that I know from where I'm from.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like I'm not denying it, right? Like if anything, maybe overdue for conservatives to embrace comedy, but whatever.
Right.
It's a different. It's aimed at a different audience, and I feel like Vince is definitely in that conservative comedy ilk. I probably loves laughing at Gutfield at night with woke James Bond or whatever he's doing, right? And I finally get it, Christy. I find Joe Gacy makes sense. Tony D'Angelo as the baby face makes sense. This all makes sense. It is weirdly a product aimed at a young liberal audience that is written by conservative comedians, and that is the issue here, Christy, right? Like they don't want to say out loud who they're targeting, and maybe if they did, they'd do better, honestly.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe they're trying too hard to play to the more progressive crowd and not giving them a progressive product. The reason your median age is 62 is because you're getting a product that your father would be like, you see this Joe Gacy? This guy's hilarious.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right, Nick. You're right. And I actually forgot the point that I was going to make about that.
Okay.
But no, you're exactly right. I think maybe that their concern is not insulting the audience ever, right? Or like they want to act like, especially NXT, that was always supposed to be the really tuned in, the hardcore fans. The casual fans are the ones who tune into Raw and SmackDown every once in a while, but NXT was the hardcore fans who really know wrestling. And I guess that's become the old people now.
But again, like I think that it's really just about the scripting. Like I read this article and I immediately was like, I understand NXT now. Like I understand this product. I don't know why. Like it doesn't seem as heavy. I mean, it's obviously still there. Like Sami Zayn, progressive, has to be a bad guy, right? But like it's not like Big E on top over on Raw, which is weirdly maybe their most progressive show now. Like. You're not getting the kind of heavy-handed writing that you're now getting in NXT. And I think this whole thing we're talking about, the 62-year-olds are their key demo. That's why this is happening, is because they're not writing they're trying to, I guess, promote to the youths with their flashy colors and their Amanda Bynes, right?
Well, yeah, and wasn't part of the news of all this was that Vince McMahon was going to be keeping a little closer eye on NXT and that he was taking a little more control back and he was putting his guys in charge for a little while of the revamp and everything. So yeah, what you're saying makes a lot of sense. This does seem to have Vince's handprint on it now that you point that out.
Yeah. So then I look over at AEW here. Well, by the way, we'll talk about their numbers as well. Then we're going to get back to kind of a back and forth today. I usually do one WWE chunk and an AEW. We're going to be all over the place today. But AEW, their live second anniversary show did 1,053,000 viewers, down 8.5. Dynamite drew 0.37 in the 18-49, down 17 3/4. Dynamite was number 4 on the cable top 150, down from last week's number 1 ranking, where they had been for 6 straight weeks. They ranked number 29 in viewership. That was level from the week before. And this week's edition of Dynamite did the lowest viewership and key demo rating since the All Out Go Home show on September 1st, which is only a month ago. Like, that doesn't anyway. Last night's Dynamite was still up 39.84% from the same week in 2020, and the key demo was up 19.35 from the same week last year. So, a lot of people making hay about how they were just over 1 million. Things are kind of slipping, but I'm not worried about Dynamite. I don't worry about Dynamite. I don't know about you.
No, they're bound to fluctuate. And they have created this whole conversation when they wanted the Wednesday Night Wars and the Demo God and all that stuff. So now AEW sort of has to kind of bite the bullet that this is going to be part of the conversation every week. And yeah, it's easy to look at this and go, oh, they're down a little. They're still in the cable top 5 for the evening. And we also have to remember that this time of year is when all the other TV is going to start revving up again. All your network sitcoms, anything that we saw over the summer, it's wrapping up right now. We're on, reunions and finales and that kind of thing. TV is hot, and it's just going to keep getting hotter over the next month or so. And I think they might kind of slip back into where they were when, like, the challenge and all that, when there was other things, other choices for people to make with TV. They're still choosing Dynamite more than they were last year, which is a great sign. But we're going to see a little fluctuation here and there, but I think this is still something to celebrate.
Yeah, I agree. And especially when you look at what's going on with NXT right now, I mean, you have to just feel like your knuckles are bloody from the beating you've just given your competition, because kind of going back to what we were talking about before, like, Vince trying to appeal to a crowd that is more progressive and younger, because the country just has moved since the Reagan era, which Vince seems to still live in, has moved very far left in those 40 years. I don't know if anybody should tell Vince, because I know he's got his own bubble, but Ronald Reagan is no longer president. All right. But you see the pitch for that crowd, but the action isn't there. It's not there in the writing, right? I mean, it is more like, again, like Raw, weirdly, like their most progressive product. I'm not saying SmackDown isn't, but NXT is definitely not. That, I mean, the Joe Gacy thing speaks volumes of where I think they're going creatively.
Yeah, it just kind of like rocks my boat a little bit to hear you saying all this, because to be honest with you, I don't tune in and watch NXT start to finish every single week. I keep abreast of what's going on. I watch my friends. I stay tuned to it, but I don't tune in start to finish every single week. That being said, to me, NXT I think of it as what it always was, the cool place where, like, the really hardcore fans, the savvy people know where all these indie guys came from, and that it is for, like, the young viewer who wants to look at, like, the hot younger stars. And it has changed so much in the last several years. I'm realizing now that's still the way that I see NXT. So this seems very sad to me, but it also means that if that's how I look at NXT, and I've been closer to it than a lot of people that are potential wrestling fans, there's a potential for a lot of people to look at NXT as the hot, young, cool, new product. They just got to change, like you say, the writing and whatever it is. They still have the same kind of awesome superstars there. They still have the characters there. It's a lot more of talent that used to be on the main roster, or, it's not necessarily the up and comers anymore. Maybe we need to turn the focus back to that.
Maybe. But kind of the point I was trying to make with AEW is, like, they're targeting what the same demo as NXT, right?
Right.
And they're doing it successfully, because even though there are very conservative people backstage at AEW, they know that's not what you write, right? That's not what you present. If you're trying to court that audience right now, that younger, hipper, more progressive demo, they're writing, and it's old school booking. Like, a lot of stuff Tony does is rehashes of old angles that he loved and is redoing with new people in those places, right? Mm-hmm. It's old school booking, but they are smart enough to have the words and, like, actions of the performers be more in line with how young people are actually talking and thinking right now. And that's the disconnect. And that's, I mean, until NXT can resolve that, they're, I don't really see a bounce back. I mean, I need to see something pretty significant at this point.
Yeah, and I hate to make it always about this, but is it as simple as there's a man in his 70s running one and a man in his 30s running the other? You know what I mean? Like, they could at least take a little step back, putting Triple H back in charge.
And I see, hey, Al Slavinsky here saying Nick Hausman need to lay off Joe Gacy. He is the reason why people watch NXT 2.0. Yeah, he's the reason Christy's dad's watching NXT 2.0. So you can take a little GIF and send it to the kids, I guess.
Oh, Jerry Olson hasn't tuned in since Christy St. Cloud left. You better believe that.
Okay. All right. Enough about viewership trends. I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
Moving on.
All right. New topic. Moving on.
New topic.
WWE has announced the beginning first round matches for the 21 King of the Ring tournament and the inaugural Queen's Crown tournament. Friday SmackDown on Fox season premiere episode is going to feature Liv Morgan versus Carmella in the first round, and SmackDown's going to feature Rey Mysterio versus Sami Zayn. Any thoughts?
Yeah, Carmella versus Liv. What a great way to open it up. Obviously, Liv is going to win, and I hope that she will continue to be victorious in this tournament. Yeah, wow, what a hot start to that. I honestly don't even remember what you said after that about the guys because I'm excited about the women.
We're getting
also as far as guys go, it's all about what's happening at Raw.
We're getting Sami Zayn and Rey Mysterio, and are we getting full brackets? I don't know that they've released the full brackets.
No, I guess I'm just assuming that, but I fingers crossed that this Queen of the Ring thing has a big Liv Morgan storyline in it. I think the fans have proven they're ready for that. She has proven time and time again that she's able to get the fans behind her. I will be tuning in for that tonight, Nick.
Yeah, I'm super interested to see the directions all of these go. I wish we got all the brackets. We only got a couple matches, and it's hard for me to pick who I want to win or lose because I don't know who they're going to face in the next round. That's the whole fun of it. You get all the brackets at once, right?
Yeah, and it makes me uneasy because it makes me feel like they don't know where they're going with this, or like they're trying to keep all the possibilities open because they don't have a great idea. Just saying, I'm a little nervous.
That's a very astute observation. Yes. We can't release the bracket because we have no idea who's going to be in this tournament or win. We're trying to figure it out. Fox wants a member of the SmackDown roster to win, but USA's like, we really love that King gimmick. So everything's a negotiation these days.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Maybe I bet they split it. If a Raw person's King, I bet SmackDown gets the women's queen. I would put dollars to donuts that those both winners will not be on the same brand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're right.
Well, we have AEW. Speaking of the women, AEW star Abaddon. She took to Twitter on Thursday and revealed she's gone through an impressive physical transformation since last year. She's lost 30 pounds, going from 163 to 135. I don't want to do the screen share because it might affect the stream, but good for her. She looks great. I'm happy that she's taking care of herself, right? Obviously.
Yeah, I'm always surprised when people are brave enough to put something like that out, the whole before and after picture. And just Adele came out recently, singer Adele, and talked about how disappointed she was in all the conversation about her weight loss and gain. So this is something that I think I always look to speak about really carefully. But if she's put it out there, congratulations to her. She's great.
Yeah, I agree. And, really great performer. I don't know why we haven't, was it a, we think you're too big, you need to lose weight kind of thing? I hope this was something that was more her personal choice and not something she was, I don't know. I mean, she looks great. She's healthy, but very
yeah. And, I won't say what I know about that. No, I don't. I'm sure that there was no pressure from behind the scenes. This is hopefully something that she took on probably to feel better, back to traveling again and back to working more. Like all of us could probably use a little step down a healthier path right now. Right.
I like Dave in more like Abaddon. Am I right? That's good.
Yes.
Good joke. Well, this is the other big story of the past 24 hours here. We got a leak. We got a hack.
I love this so much.
Over on 4chan. So when you're not looking at Nazi pornography or whatever, I guess you get Twitch leaked over on 4chan. So
is that what it's for?
It's not good. So 4chan. A leak on 4chan has revealed what several top pro wrestling accounts earned on the streaming service over the past 2 years. The payout data does not include donations, which is a significant source of revenue for most streamers. It's estimated that subscriptions amount to between 30 and 60% of a streamer's income, while most of the income comes from direct downloads. So the numbers we're about to read are only a percentage of what these wrestlers are making right now.
Oh my God. I've seen the numbers. I didn't realize that. Holy.
So this is, and in some cases here, this is maybe just like a third of the revenue. So Adam Cole in 2 years from 2019 to 2021, $318,080. Colt Cabana, $32,500. Evil Uno, $35.75. Impact Wrestling, only $69,000, which a lot of people have pointed out over a 2-year period for their main platform is
for their whole catalog. Yeah.
Not a great number. Paige, $478,224, meaning that she probably cleared $1 million sitting around playing video games on Twitch this past year. That's insane, Christy.
Wow. Yeah, I would assume that she is much heavier on the donations even than all the other performers that we see on this list. Oh my God.
Wow. Tyler Breeze, $43,755. Xavier Woods, the lowest earner on the list here, $25,431, which is surprising. His whole thing is he's a video game guy.
Yeah. So is he just, maybe that's something where he dips his toe in a little bit on the side and hopes like nobody notices so it doesn't rock any of his YouTube boat? Because they're YouTube and Twitch are, rivals of all rivals in the world of business right now. And Twitch is actually trying to become another streaming network, not just all about gaming. So maybe Xavier Woods is just trying to make sure that he stays under the radar over there on Twitch.
Maybe. I have no idea what the politics of Xavier Woods streaming are. But the last one here, Zelina Vega, $341,748. So her and Paige and Adam Cole, obviously the big earners here. And yeah, if you're renegotiating your WWE contract, they're like, you can't do Twitch anymore, and you're making high 6 figures, you better believe that's not coming off the table, right? Man, right. That's crazy. Yeah, this is why Adam Cole left.
Mm-hmm. Now we understand, right? Gosh, I mean, I knew that it was lucrative for them, but wow. And also just those are people giving their hard-earned money to these wrestlers, to these stars, not to WWE, not tuning in and watching and giving their money to the ad dollars of the people from the TV deals. This is Paige pulling in probably $1.5 million a year or more just because people want to sit and look at and watch and listen to her, not watch her wrestle, her. Awesome.
Wow. Man, I wonder what the offer would be to get her to wrestle again. Like, how much money do you have to throw at Paige to get her back in the ring? Because I get the vibe she wants to wrestle.
She's trying. Yeah, I think there is a litany of legal things probably with her neck, with the statements that she's made publicly, that WWE has made publicly over many, many years, that I just think that would be a very, very sticky legal situation. Yeah. Hopefully she'll break out of it. I mean, obviously she's proven to herself and everyone else she can make money on her own. So if she lets that Legends contract go for the freedom,
yeah,
see where she's at.
I would not be surprised to see Paige in a wrestling ring in 2020. What are we in 21, 22? In AEW. I mean, it seems like a logical fit for her, right? I don't know.
Yeah, because where else really is there for her to go? I guess, she could do some stuff in the UK, but that wouldn't make much of a splash. I mean, I guess I just am so kind of bored with everybody's going to AEW conversation. I wish there was another place we could get excited about the possibility of her going, but yeah, great. Super.
UK Metro, they're reporting, or they did an interview with Chelsea Green, who had revealed earlier she's been denied twice by OnlyFans. She said on the issue, we don't know why they denied me, but apparently it's not totally unusual. A couple of my friends said they were denied the first time too. I'm going to reapply, see what happens. She also expressed interest in doing a reality show with her fiance, Matt Cardona. Again, don't know really anything about the service. I thought you could just create an account and start selling stuff. I didn't know you had to apply and be accepted, all that.
Yeah, my guess is what's happening with Chelsea Green and her friends, who are probably just as big of a deal as she is that OnlyFans doesn't believe that it's really them. They think it's someone trying to start a Chelsea Green account with some Chelsea Green photos and make money off of Chelsea Green. That's not Chelsea Green, right? Yeah, so that would be my guess. She may have to go through some extra step to prove that it's really her, because of course they're very concerned about authenticating people there. So that aside, I'm sure she'll get, especially now that she's being public about it and she's being loud about it, and especially with the clout that benefits that other wrestlers have on that platform, she should certainly be able to get to somebody who can approve her and start making money there, which she absolutely will. As far as a reality show for her and Matt, he has a huge YouTube channel. They've got some money. Hire a crew. You don't need more than 2 cameras. You follow them around for a couple weeks, and my guess is you've got 8 episodes worth of stuff. That would be gold. And I think for them, it makes more sense for it to be a digital series. So like, let's get on that. They don't need a network. They don't need somebody to control that for them. Make a reality show, Chelsea and Matt.
That's a show I would watch.
Right? I'm saying.
They have some characters in their universe. That is for sure. Like,
yes.
So I'm all about it. Yeah. And on the OnlyFans stuff, I know there's a lot of money. We had Alicia Toot on yesterday, and her and Selena are like cleaning up right now. Selena De La Renta on the OnlyFans thing with their wrestling matches or whatever. I don't know if you've seen that, but she confirmed yesterday they're making a lot of money.
Had one.
Yeah, very smart.
Well, good for them. Yes, very smart.
Very smart. All right, lastly here, PW Insider saying former Impact Wrestling star Chris Harris was arrested on Tuesday, October 5th on charges of operating a motor vehicle while under the influence of alcohol. He was bonded out of Kenton County Jail in Kentucky the following morning. The bond to release Harris was set at $2,500. And, don't drink and drive, right? Stupid. Kill somebody.
Yeah. And this just made me realize how these stories used to be such a big deal and so kind of far between. And now we know everything that's going on with everyone all the time, that this almost seems a little out of place, right? Like this feels very TMZ 15 years ago.
All right. Well, Christy, I want to thank you for joining me at the Top Show, talk all the news of the day. Thank you to everybody who jumped into the comment section here to leave your comment. I don't know what this is in regards to, but Dave saying Rhodes to the middle. I don't really know what that is. Oh, that's in regards to Matt and Chelsea's reality show. So we have our mailbag here today. The question comes from @WinkDaily, WINC Daily over on Twitter. We did it. We hit 1,300 followers, everybody. Now we are on the road to 1,666 followers by Halloween. So once again, we can open a portal to hell and welcome Satan himself to co-host an episode of the Wrestling Inc. Daily. That, in what if
I heard he's a wrestling fan.
He loves it. He loves wrestling. He's big. He loves Baron Corbin. He's like, Happy Corbin. I'm Satan approved. Madcap Moss, Satan approved.
There's your Halloween costume, people. Wrestling fan Satan.
Yeah. By the way, Praddock is returned to the chat. It's been a while, Praddock. What happened to WWE nowadays? Listen to the show, buddy. We got
not much.
So today's poll question stems from the following report. Harry Smith, Davey Boy Smith Jr., he revealed on Twitter he was backstage at both the draft shows, SmackDown in Baltimore, Raw in Nashville. The Observer saying Harry wasn't around for a while because he recently got over a bout with COVID-19. And he noted on Thursday that he'll be back in action very soon. I like Harry. I know that Harry has been pretty outspoken when it comes to some of the COVID stuff. And I hope that having gone through this now, it maybe changes his attitude. But very happy to hear Harry's on the mend. I like Harry.
Oh, well, you're usually harder on those people, Nick.
Well, I mean, like, you can. I've come to the.
You trying to get not too political?
I've come to look. You can be ignorant of the truth and still be a decent person.
There it is.
But it is something I hope Harry learns from here. And we have a great winter, everybody. Let's have a good time this winter and get over this, please. But Harry, yeah, he is a crazy individual who will rip your arms off Wookiee style and beat you to death with them. He's back at WWE. And my question is, who do you want to see Harry feud with now that he's in WWE? Is it Walter? Is it Karrion Kross? Is it Gable Steveson? Or is it somebody else? We got 150 votes here. 52% say Walter, 26.4 Karrion Kross, 14.9 Gable Steveson, and 6.6 somebody else. Who would you like to see the British Bulldog Jr. Square off with?
I voted for Walter in this one. Then I was like, yes, right answer. Agreed with everybody. The just reading that, my initial reaction was like, oh, that made me excited. As far as the other two, I just want to see them go in different directions. So yeah, but these were some great picks though, Nick.
Yeah, I picked all of them because of Harry's style, right? Like Harry's a very grounded pound mat-based competitor. I've seen him in cross fight at Bloodsport before, and it was very impressive.
You were there.
Karrion Kross is my pick for this, just because I think it would give something for Kross to do, you know? So
yeah, it seems that people might like that too much.
Yeah. I think it would be good. I think it'd be good for both of them, and I think they'd have some great matches and really open some eyes. So that would be my pick. But at the same time, like, Walter makes a lot of sense. Harry would be a great centerpiece for the UK division over at NXT. So either or. And Gable Steveson was just a wild card. Who doesn't want to see that happen, though? Olympic gold medalist taking on Harry Smith? Come on.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we have Harry versus Drew from Samantha here. That's the match she wants to see. Mike Martin saying Steiner versus the Bulldog in NXT. Yeah, I guess it's not Steiner. Braun Breaker. Correction there, Mike.
Yes.
But yeah, that would be a good bout too. I'm kind of surprised they didn't draft him. Like, I thought for sure, like, Davey Boy Smith Jr. would be a big get for somebody kind of out of the blue on Raw or SmackDown, or even I don't know. You know,
maybe they're, like you said, he's been outspoken about things, and he was backstage. Maybe being backstage was them feeling him out a little bit. Where is he at? How is he conducting himself? How is he feeling? This could mean maybe we don't see or hear that he was backstage again for a while, or we'll see him on TV.
And Antonio Garcia saying Walter would blow the roof off with Harry if they don't give it away on a random Raw or SmackDown. Yeah, I agree. I agree, and it would likely probably go down in NXT UK because I don't think Walter wants to come to the States. I think he's way too happy overseas.
That's what we were talking about on Tuesday. And you said also on Tuesday that UK NXT needs something to build a kind of rebuild around, right? So that could be it.
Yeah, and Doom Tribe T here saying all this speculation, we probably get Harry versus Slapjack on main event. Hey, you know what? Isn't that the way of things in 2021? Well, that's going to wrap us up here for this week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been another wonderful week of talking professional wrestling news with you all. I'll be back on Monday. I'll be joined by Michael Weissman. On Monday, we're also going to have Polio Del Mar interviewing Aaron Stevens, the former Damian Sandow. Very in-depth interview here between the two. So come back for that. Support WrestlingInc.com. We're on all your socials. The Wrestling Inc. podcast goes live at night after all the big shows, including tonight, after SmackDown. You can also subscribe to that on your preferred podcast platform. And like I said with Nick Mondo, by the way, thanks again, Nick, directed that great countdown special, the GCW Fight Club, tomorrow night, Mox versus Cardona. We're going to have live coverage on the site of that tomorrow night. So go check out GCW Fight Club. All right, Christy, anything you want to plug, put over here to wrap up the show today?
Yeah, you guys can subscribe to my channel, Christy Reports, and hit me up on social media at Christy Reports. Anytime, let me know what you're loving out there. And have a great weekend, everybody.
Yes, everybody. I am at Nick_Hausman over on Twitter. Have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. And remember, if you winked, you didn't miss it.